The Shape of Water is an excellent movie. The acting is great, with Sally Hawkins delivering a heartfelt and captivating performance that brings real emotion and depth to her character. The supporting cast, including Richard Jenkins, Octavia Spencer, and Michael Shannon, all add powerful layers to the story through their distinct and memorable portrayals. The production design is stunning. Every detail from the set pieces to the color palette perfectly captures the film's enchanting, otherworldly atmosphere. The combination of 1960s aesthetics and fantastical elements creates a world that feels both nostalgic and magical. Overall, it's a beautifully crafted film that blends romance, fantasy, and social commentary in a truly unique way. The movie is definitely worth watching. It offers a unique and emotional story that stands out from typical Hollywood romances. The blend of fantasy, drama, and social themes makes it both visually stunning and deeply moving. I was completely drawn into the world it created and found myself caring about the characters and their struggles. It's the kind of film that stays with you long after it's over, reminding you of the power of love, empathy, and imagination. This movie was nominated for and won several awards, including Best Director and Best Picture, rightfully so. It's a masterpiece of storytelling and visual artistry, with Guillermo del Toro's direction bringing every element together beautifully. The film's ability to blend fantasy and reality while exploring themes of love, acceptance, and humanity is truly remarkable. It's no surprise that it receives such high recognition, as it stands as one of the most imaginative and emotionally resonant films of its time. The Shape of Water is far superior to Sword Art Online in every possible way. While The Shape of Water delivers emotional depth, masterful storytelling, and stunning visuals, Sword Art Online falls flat on every level. Its writing often feels shallow, the characters lack real development, and the plot leans too heavily on cliches and fan service instead of meaningful storytelling. In contrast, Guillermo del Toro's film offers genuine emotion, artistry, and purpose, proving that thoughtful, well-crafted narratives will always outshine flashy but hollow ones. It's genuinely baffling how Sword Art Online has such a devoted following. The series has interesting concepts, but its execution is so weak that it's hard to see it as genuinely good storytelling. The writing often prioritizes flashy action and shallow romance over meaningful character development or coherent world building. It feels like many fans are drawn in by its premise rather than its actual quality, which becomes obvious when you compare it to truly well-crafted narratives like The Shape of Water. Just skip Sword Art Online and watch The Shape of Water instead. In this video, we'll take a closer look at what makes a movie so remarkable, from its breathtaking visuals and emotional storytelling to its unforgettable performances and meticulous direction by Guillermo del Toro. We'll explore how the film blends fantasy and reality in a way that feels both magical and deeply human, creating a cinematic experience that stays with you long after the credits roll.
This is a pretty cool opening dream sequence. It's actually a complete replica of Eliza's apartment, just entirely underwater. If you look closely here, you can see that Eliza has a clock and a watch. Time seems to be one of the main themes of this movie. It's fitting how the daily thought here is water themed. Sally Hawkins does a great job playing a mute woman in this movie. That's actually a pretty difficult thing to do because she has to portray another person without even speaking a single word. Also, since Eliza is mute, that means most of the dialogue in this movie comes from a black woman and a closeted gay man. In real life, they would both have experienced oppression during the 1960s setting of the movie. That's actually one of the reasons why Octavia Spencer, who plays Zelda Fuller in this movie, liked the screenplay so much. It's fitting how the camera zooms in on the clock here. As I mentioned before, time is one of the main themes of this movie. Michael Shannon was a great choice to play Richard Strickland. He's able to play an intimidating and menacing character. Pretty hilarious conversation here between Eliza and Giles. 3 billboards outside Baltimore, Maryland. It's fitting how Eliza is immediately drawn to the amphibian man. One of the main themes theories of this movie is that Eliza is also a mermaid. This would definitely support that theory. The Fiji mermaid was actually an object comprising of the torso and head of a juvenile monkey sewn to the back half of a fish. It was indeed a common feature of carnivals, where it was presented as the mummified body of a creature that was supposedly a mermaid. Pretty hilarious conversation here considering what we've seen Eliza do already. Some nice foreshadowing here. Eliza is going to die at the end of this movie, so Giles is going to miss Eliza. The color green is actually symbolic for the future in this movie. In this movie, lots of things are actually green for a reason. Some very impressive costume design for the creature. The creature design was actually heavily inspired by the movie Creature from the Black Lagoon 1954. The director of this movie, Guillermo del Toro, saw Creature from the Black Lagoon when he was 6 years old. He wanted the creature to have a happy ending, which is why he made this movie. Additionally, Guillermo del Toro actually financed the design of the creature himself. He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to get the design right. Also, Doug Jones, the guy who plays the creature, actually spent 3 hours every single day to get into the costume. I've got to give him merit for his dedication to the role. Additionally, it's fitting how Doug Jones is playing the amphibian man in this movie. He also played Abe Sapien in Hellboy and Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. The amphibian man looks pretty similar to Abe Sapien. The part where Eliza was found by the river is a nice touch. As I stated before, one of the main theories of this movie is that Eliza is actually a mermaid. This evidence definitely also supports that theory. The amphibian man being from South America is a nice touch. As I mentioned before, the creature design was heavily inspired by the movie Creature from the Black Lagoon. That movie actually takes place in South America. That's a very fitting line. Octavia Spencer actually played God in the 2017 movie The Shack. Guillermo del Toro is actually the one who made the amphibian man's vocalization. The movie does a good job making this a very brutal scene. The shocking sound makes it feel very realistic. Very sad moment here between Eliza and Giles. You can really feel Eliza's frustration in this scene. The racism scene here actually makes sense. This movie takes place in the year 1962, so racism was still a major problem in the United States. That line is very fitting. As I stated before, the color green is symbolic for the future. First the gelatin and now the car. It's funny how Richard Strickland is reading a book about positive thinking. That line is pretty brutal. Michael Shannon definitely does a great job playing a ruthless and vicious character. Zelda is pretty clever. She's punching out Eliza's card so that gives her an alibi during the time of the abduction. Very touching moment here between Eliza and the amphibian man. Even though neither of them can speak, you can still feel a strong connection between them. Pretty hilarious conversation here. We know that it's not a special forces unit that stole the amphibian man. Very sincere moment here between Giles and the amphibian man. It's nice how Giles has someone else that he can also talk to now. That line is actually very fitting. Octavia Spencer was in the movie The Help. In fact, she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for a role in that movie. It's cool to see the amphibian man's healing abilities. The bioluminescent glow here is actually UV light and UV light paint. Eliza actually wears more red as the movie goes on. The color red is also symbolic. It represents life and love. The green gelatin here is very fitting. Earlier in the movie, we saw how Giles had to change the red gelatin on his painting to green. As I stated before, the color green is symbolic for the future. That's a pretty good drawing of Eliza and the amphibian man. October 10, 1962 was actually on a Wednesday. I'll give a merit for the date accuracy. It's fitting how the Daily Thought here is water themed as well. This is a pretty cool scene. Guillermo del Toro actually wanted to film the entire movie in black and white. However, he wasn't able to do so because of budget constraints. Also, Sally Hawkins does a great job with Eliza's singing scene here. Additionally, the dance scene here is actually a homage to a dance scene between Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers in the 1936 movie Follow the Fleet. The unusual set piece is the exact same as the one seen when Fred sings Let's Face the Music and Dance. Richard Strickland is pretty ruthless. Once again, Michael Shannon does a great job playing a cold-hearted character. The way that Richard Strickland eats the candy is a good way to describe his character. If he's anxious, he wants to get something over with quickly. However, most of the time he prefers to make the moment last longer. This is a very brutal scene. The bone-crushing noise makes it sound very realistic. Whoa, that is brutal. This movie definitely does a good job making the death scenes very violent. It's fitting how Eliza's shoes are falling off here. She doesn't need them anymore since she's going to live underwater now. Ah, so the scars on Eliza's neck were actually gills. This should definitely prove the theory of Eliza being a mermaid. It's nice how there's a happy ending to this movie. You don't always get that in many movies. This poem is very heartfelt and touching. Now it makes sense where the title of this movie, The Shape of Water, comes from. The love between Eliza and the amphibian man is like water. Water has no shape and it's all around us.
As you can see, The Shape of Water is far superior to Sword Art Online in terms of storytelling, visuals, and emotional depth. If you're interested in watching another beautifully crafted film centered around water, I highly recommend Avatar: The Way of Water. It's absolutely stunning and an unforgettable experience. Avatar: The Way of Water isn't just a movie. It's a full-blown experience. James Cameron takes everything that made the first Avatar groundbreaking and turns it up to 11. The visuals are absolutely breathtaking. Every underwater scene feels alive, glowing with color and motion in a way that pulls you right into Pandora's ocean world. The special effects are so realistic that you'll forget you're watching CGI. But it's not just about the visuals. The story dives deeper into family, connection, and survival, introducing new characters and tribes that expand the world in fascinating ways. The themes of protecting nature and living in harmony with it feel even more powerful this time around. If you love epic adventures, stunning visuals, and emotional storytelling, Avatar: The Way of Water is a must-watch. It's the kind of movie that reminds you why going to the theater is still magical, a true cinematic event that leaves you amazed long after the credits roll.